The American dream has a price tag. For decades, that tag was exactly $100,000. If you hit that number, you were set. You were the hero of your family, the pride of your neighborhood. Six figures meant a four-bedroom house, two shiny cars, and a retirement account that grew while you slept. It was the ultimate finish line. But look around. The finish line just moved. While you were working, while you were saving, the goalposts weren't just shifted, they were set on fire. Today, in 2026, making $100,000 doesn't make you rich. It doesn't even make you comfortable. In cities from Seattle to Charlotte, that prestigious six-figure salary is now just survival. It's the new baseline for the working poor. We've been sold a lie. The bridge to the middle class has collapsed, and most of us are still trying to walk across it. Today, we're going to look at the cold, clinical, and terrifying math of why $100,000 is the new $40,000. Welcome to the era of the six-figure struggle. To understand the robbery taking place, we have to look at the crime scene. Let's go back to 1995. The world was simpler. The average income was $34,000. If you made $100,000 back then, you were basically a king. But if you take that 1995 lifestyle, the exact same house, the same food, the same car, and try to buy it today, you don't need $100,000, you need $220,000. The government likes to play with numbers. They tell you inflation is cooling off. They show you a chart called the CPI and say, look, TVs are cheaper, clothes are a bargain. But you don't live in a TV. You don't eat t-shirts. They hide the truth by ignoring the big three: housing, healthcare, and education. These aren't just expenses, they are the pillars of human dignity. And their prices haven't just risen, they've exploded. While your salary grew by inches, the cost of living grew by miles. The math isn't just broken, it's rigged. Let's talk about the biggest thief, the American home. In the mid-90s, a median house cost $130,000, $130,000. If you made $100,000, you could pay off a house in a few years. Today, that same house is $500,000. In a good zip code, try $1 million. But the price is just a bait. The trap is the interest rate. 10 years ago, money was cheap. Today, the cost of borrowing has turned the American dream into a life sentence. Monthly mortgage payments have doubled for the exact same square footage. We have transitioned from a nation of owners to a nation of permanent renters, paying off the assets of the elite because we can't afford our own. And it doesn't stop at your front door. Look at your driveway. The average new car now costs $48,000. Even a basic Honda Civic, the car that built the middle class, is now a $30,000 luxury item. Toss in insurance, maintenance, and gas, and you're working 40 hours a month just to pay for the machine that takes you to work. It's a closed loop, a financial prison with leather seats. Now let's talk about the most painful part, the take-home illusion. People hear six figures and they see a pile of cash. The IRS sees a target. By the time the federal government, the state, and Social Security take their pound of flesh, your $100,000 is actually $70,000. That's $5,800 a month. Sounds like a lot, right? Let's do the math. $3,000 for a modest apartment, $600 for a car, $400 for the student loans you were told were an investment in your future, $800 for groceries, because even a burger at a drive-thru now costs $15, $300 for utilities, $200 for basic health insurance. What's left? Practically nothing. One broken tooth, one flat tire, or one medical emergency, and the prestigious six-figure earner is in debt. This isn't wealth, this is high-level poverty. You're living the same life your parents lived on $40,000, but you're working twice as hard for it. The middle class wasn't just a social rank, it was a buffer. It was the ability to breathe. That buffer has been deleted. We are seeing the great bifurcation. Society is splitting into two, the asset owners and the renters, those who own the game and those who are played by it. The most dangerous part is the psychology. When you earn six figures and you still can't save, you start to blame yourself. You think you're failing, but you aren't failing. You're just playing an old game with new, impossible rules. The strategy of work hard and save 10% is dead. It belongs in a museum next to the floppy disk. So what is the new magic number? To have the security your parents had, you now need a household income of $250,000. That is the new baseline. The era of the comfortable employee is over. We are entering the age where income is a trap and ownership is the only exit. If you don't own assets that grow faster than the government can print money, you are falling behind every single second. The American dream hasn't disappeared. It's just been rebranded as a luxury product for the top 5%. The question isn't how much you make anymore. The question is, how much do you own? Because in 2026, $100,000 isn't a fortune. It's just the price of admission to a game you're already losing. The middle class is dead. Long live the new hustle.